Ryan Milton from Team Flex. Today we're going to be looking at NPC Bikini True Novice. So the first time these competitors have been on stage, and we're going to break down this placings, why they landed the way they did, and ultimately what it means for you as a bikini competitor out here trying to do your best on stage, especially if you're going to be a first timer. It's going to be a great video to watch to learn exactly what you can expect going into your first bikini competition. Okay, so here is the class. We're going to look at our top 5 competitors here, and this is NPC Oklahoma, and what we got here is Kathryn. So Kathryn came into this class True Novice. She also won the overall at this event, so definitely a slam dunk for her. Nikita over here, second place, and then Morgan over here in third. Now keep in mind, these athletes that we're looking at today, True Novice is dictated by the very first time that you have ever compete. So these ladies you're seeing here, very first time they've been on stage, and it's the only time that you can do this class. The one time True Novice, so if you're a first-time competitor coming out, you get to do this one shot, one go, and then you never get to do it again, okay? So that's ultimately what we're looking at here. So Kathryn, she's the class winner, also the overall bikini winner at this event. What we can see is great overall shoulder structure there. She's got good fullness, good roundness to the deltoids, great tapering at the midsection, good balance coming from the glutes, the quads, and the hamstrings. That upper glute has that development, overall glute fullness, and it creates a very good hourglass shape. What we can see going out into the other groups here, other placings in other words, is a lot of similarities in those hourglasses, but some very clear differences as well. We'll talk about that in just a second. For Kathryn, you know, she's got a pretty locked down look where we can see a good oblique line here, some separation between the glute and hamstrings, quads, and then this quad line here. Everything, she's got really good condition, really good balance, a total, bikini kind of physique coming in to True Novice here, which is really freaking awesome. Really great representation of the criteria and what judges are expecting to see here. Now, let's take a look out a little bit further here, Nikita. So what we can see on Nikita's physique, she's definitely got good shoulder shape, good tapering at the midsection, good balance between the quads, the glutes, the hamstrings. Everything's all tying in there, creates that hourglass look there. Differences, a little bit less muscle, right? So we can see there's not as much muscle coming from the shoulder as there is over here on Kathryn. Kathryn does tend to have a little bit of a tighter waist taper there and some more balance between her quads and her glutes. Nikita's glutes kind of overpower her lower body just a bit, may need to bring up her quads, her hamstrings just a little bit there. And, with Kathryn, it's a little bit more of a streamlined, balanced look. She does look maybe just a tad quad heavy there, but overall is a clean, symmetrical look for that in the front pose. Let's look at Morgan here, and then we're going to pop over to the back pose and really get a good insight into exactly where these first-time competitors are bringing it in. So Morgan here, good overall shoulder shape, good tapering at the midsection, brings that upper piece of our hourglass shape. Good balance in the glutes, quads, the hamstrings. Her quads and her hamstrings do look a little bit under. Not as much muscle in general on her physique is what I'm seeing. She still has great shape, great balance, awesome for a first-time competitor, right? True Novice class here. But that is one of those things where, building some more muscle, bringing up the shoulders a bit, building the glutes, building the quads and hamstrings, balance that all out is going to be a beneficial thing. Also, I will say her posing, a little bit, rotated, a little bit too much there probably. It creates more of this side look versus a more, kind of bringing that hourglass through type of a look, which is always going to win on these stages. But let's go to the back. This is where we always see, just exactly where things are really going. So Kathryn here from the back definitely has the most muscle overall. We can see that in the shoulders. We can see that as it tapers in. We can really see that a lot in the glutes, that upper glute, overall glute development. She is pulling slight tie-in, which a lot of times in True Novice you don't see that often because, again, these are very first-time comparators. You have to have a lot of muscle maturity to be able to pull through tie-ins in a lot of ways, but she's definitely got a little bit of that coming through. Good balance between the quads and the hams. And, again, just a pretty locked down look for her. Good condition, good fullness, good muscle, good shape. no doubt why she goes on to win the overall here, not just this class. So congratulations to that. That's a very, very, dominant look there for you, Kathryn. Awesome job. Nikita over here, good shoulder shape from the back, a little bit less though, right? It still tapers in at the waist pretty well. Lower body wise, we are getting some good glute shape. Upper glute maybe not as pronounced and developed as Kathryn's here. We do see a little bit of that tying coming through, so that's great. And maybe again here, not as much muscle in the legs overall. So it tends to be in these classes in the True Novice, a lot of times what you're going to get for feedback is more muscle, unless you've totally missed the mark with condition, in which case you might get some condition feedback. But a lot of times you do have to grow, because again, this is bodybuilding, same in bikini. You're still a bodybuilder if you're in bikini, right? This is in the sport competing. That's what we're doing. All right, we're building the body. Morgan over here, a little bit out of pose in this shot, but we can still tell, again, just a lot of great shape, really good tying you can see coming through here. Good shape of the upper glute overall. Not as much muscle though, right? She has a lot of really good shape, probably just needs to build a bit. And, she's going to be moving up into those first place slots, so on and so forth in that lineup. One thing I want to talk about real quick, folks, my free trial, okay? A lot of people have been asking me more and more about this. They're like, oh, you made some videos where you didn't promote it. I got worried that you weren't talking about it. Still have the trial, still going hard with it. We may phase it out at some point here. We've been talking about it a lot behind the scenes, kind of if we're going to get rid of this thing. But basically, you can come train with me free for 7 days if you want to check this out. It's totally better than watching my YouTube. If you watch this and you're learning, you're getting things, come train with me and you get the full competitor experience. It's free for 7 days. You're not going to get billed. You don't put card info in, none of that. It's literally just a free experience where I can help you with your training, design your workouts. I can help you with feedback on your physique, tell you what you need to work on. I can help you with your posing, your nutrition. You can ask me any questions in the world, and you can do all of that literally in the next 2 minutes, because this takes 30 seconds to sign up for. You type this in on your phone, pull it up, boom, you put your email in, you get instantly invited into my training platform. You'll be in there with me in the next 2 minutes. So definitely come over there, definitely check that out. Don't miss out on that. We may get rid of it soon. All right, here we go. Now we got a couple more. We're going to move into fourth place and fifth here. So fourth, Zoe, and fifth, Melina. Okay, so we now will start to see a little bit more, that delineation of what's really winning on bikini stages versus what's, moving down in the placings there at that point. So Zoe has good overall shape to the shoulders, good tapering at the midsection. She's got good glute structure and shape with the quads balancing, the hamstrings, everything pulling that hourglass. She definitely has it. The thing that stands out to me the most, conditioning, right? So she's definitely brought a little bit of a softer condition. We're not getting a lot of lines in the glutes or the quads or really in the shoulders even, just a little bit of that oblique line, but definitely probably honestly for her, just tightening up a little bit, a little more condition, boom, it's going to be, higher placings for her. No doubt still a great representation bikini criteria and exactly what you can expect in True Novice, because that's what we do tend to see a lot. Now, Melina, similar look, right? She's got good shoulder shape, good tapering at the midsection. This is not going to go away. When we look to the glutes and the quads and the hamstrings, I start to get a little bit more of a wellness-esque look from her. She's got a lot of quads density, a lot of hamstrings density, and not as much glute in this shot. So, it's a little bit of a rebalance there. We're building a little more muscle in the glute to kind of match the quads and hamstrings. Honestly, probably bringing them down a bit too, because even that is overpowering her upper body. When you're a competitor in that situation, what you got to look at is you either got to increase your shoulder size a lot, or you got to kind of bring the legs down. So for her, it's probably a little bit of combination of maybe both. But these are things, again, you will see many competitors do have that type of a muscle balance there. Now, here we go from the back. Pretty clear, similar, feedback, similar remarks to the front. Zoe, obviously, she's got great shoulder shape. We can see that. Good taper in, good muscle development. Everything's there overall. I mean, it's, again, a very good quality bikini shape and physique. Just needs a little bit more of that condition, right? That's really what brings it through. Tightening up posterior chain, glutes overall. I mean, overall, a little bit more dieting, cardio, bringing through the condition, in other words, is going to be the key for her. So a lot of times it's just more time. You just need more time in prep. You just need more time to go. If you're watching and you've had that similar feedback or that similar look, hey, keep going. You know, when I'm coaching competitors, that's what we do, right? We get condition feedback. It's honestly my favorite feedback to get because it's very easy. You say, okay, great. Well, let's push another 4 weeks and hit another show, right? You'll be further dieted. You'll be leaner, right? When you get muscle building feedback, that's a little bit more because it's going to take longer. It's going to take more time. It's going to take more effort. It's going to take, more energy and honestly a longer period of time. Sometimes competitors got to build a very long time because they just don't have enough muscle. So conditioning, oh, piece of cake. Diet a little more, all right? Or, let's throw some cardio in. We didn't have any before. Let's do that, Granted, I don't know what Zoe was doing. I'm just saying if you're in that spot where you get conditioning feedback, that's really where you're at. Now, Melina here, right? Good overall shoulder shape up top, tapers in very well. Lower body very, very pronounced here. Almost a wellness-esque look, So competitors that run into this, you got a choice at that point, right? Do you want to reshape for bikini a little more, or do you want to go try wellness? You want to get into wellness because honestly, she does have a very lower body dominant look, a lot of glutes, a lot of quads, a lot of hamstrings, but it is overpowering what's going on up top, so it's not the total symmetrical look there. But, again, this is something a lot of competitors run into. We are looking at first-timers, so congratulations to all these ladies. Very, very good representations of criteria, very, very good representations of where everything's going to go. And overall, just a slam dunk look for everybody involved. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you like True Novice? Do you like the look of where bikini is heading? And, do you have any questions, anything else you want me to bring up your competition? Drop it in the comments. I'll find it, bring it up, we'll put it on the channel. Thanks for watching. Hit me on the trial, folks. Don't miss out on that. It's a great opportunity. TeamFFLEX.com/7-day trial. All right. Thanks for watching. Coach Ryan is out.